it's just over a week since Thomas Cook announced the bombshell, really, on the UK travel trade. That it was looking for an extra £100 million facility, and it was delaying its results. But it's a week, but it feels like a lot longer, actually, with what's happened. And with now the positive story that's emerging from Cook this week. I'm delighted to say I'm joined at the TTG offices here by Ian Ailes, who is the Chief Executive mainstream of Thomas Cook UK and Ireland, to tell us a bit more. Good morning, Ian.
Morning.
Well, thanks very much for joining us. As I say, you're Chief Executive of mainstream at Cook. But there have been a lot of changes at Cook in the past few months, and it's not easy to keep up with what all these job roles mean. So can you just explain what your role is at Cook?
My direct responsibility is for all of our distribution network in the UK. That's our own distribution, includes the Co-op joint venture, but it also includes working with third-party travel agents across the country. It's also for the tour operator and for the airline. So effectively, it's anything that's Thomas Cook branded, as well as all our third-party partners.
Within the UK?
Within the UK.
Yeah, okay. Well, as we know, it's been a pretty interesting week for you. And it's a week since that announcement. Now, it was Nietzsche that said, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Will history prove this to be true for Thomas Cook?
I think so, absolutely. You're right, it's been a tough week. I've certainly learned some things that I didn't know before this week. But the organisation feels much stronger. It's on a robust footing. We're looking very much forward to the next 170 years of Thomas Cook.
To recap, what prompted the original announcement last Tuesday?
As we said to the city, we experienced some downturn in our trading conditions, particularly in France and in Russia. And that was perhaps a bit more unexpected than previously. And therefore we had to go out to the city and go for this financing. I think the challenging thing is that, if we weren't coming up to a normal results announcement, it would have been a normal banking conversation that happens behind closed doors. Whereas because we had the results announcement coming up, we had to take that public action.
Well, so these sort of discussions are happening behind closed doors at companies across the city, are they?
When you talk with your bankers, and we've got, as very publicly now, we've got 17 banks who support us. Yes, you're always talking with your bankers about new facilities and how you manage those facilities over time. Okay,
so travel agents, this week, here we are, November the 29th, 2011. Can travel agents sell Thomas Cook product with complete confidence?
100%. We always called it as business as usual. We knew we were out there in the glare of publicity, even last week, but we said absolutely people can book all of our products with 100% confidence, and that's still the case and will be the case.
Just talk us through a little bit about what happened at the weekend then, or certainly the announcement that came out on Friday evening to give you all this confidence.
Well, the banks agreed to what they call as a new facility. That's a loan in sort of our language. A loan of £200 million that carries on for the next couple of years, that supports the company, and therefore we're going to announce our results within the next few weeks. And we're on a very strong and secure financial footing looking forward.
Well, that's very good to hear. There's lots of other issues bubbling under, aren't there? Such as this supplier failure cover that was being refused by Northern and Western Insurance Company on the component sales. What's happening with that?
Well, I'm delighted to say Northern and Western have renewed the cover, and in fact they've backdated it to the day they took it away, effectively saying there was never a problem. So that's really good news. That's another indication of one particular supplier having confidence in Thomas Cook. The great thing that we've experienced in the last week is that all of our suppliers and partners have pledged some fantastic support for us. We've been slightly overwhelmed by that great support that we've had. We've also had customers pledging support for us. There are certainly examples in our own branches where customers have brought in chocolates for the staff and flowers and things like that. So although it's been a challenging week, it's been a very positive week.
Yes, chocolates for the staff, that's a really nice touch.
Yeah.
But just going back to the supplier failure cover problem, that's been backdated.
That's been backdated, so...
So it was all just a dream?
Yeah, whether you call it a dream or a nightmare at the time,
Yeah.
but it's absolutely positive. Yeah, they've endorsed it and said, actually, by backdating it, we're saying it should never have come away.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah, you've set out how, and we've heard before, how there has been overwhelming support for Cook, both from the trade and from consumers, which is terrific. Not everyone's been supportive, and of course trade did drop 30% over the course of last week, as was announced at the weekend. Sales coming back since then?
Well, I think I'd like to pick up about the trade being supportive. As I say, the absolute vast majority of people have been very, very supportive. At the end of the day, we all work in a commercial environment, so I understand that people will take commercial decisions about how they interact and how they advertise as well. I think there are a few companies that may have fundamentally overstepped that boundary, and we're taking that forward with ABTA. As to trading, yes, we talked about the 30% at the weekend. I'm delighted to say that some of the actions that we've put in place now are already taking us forward from that position.
Excellent, right. So you are pursuing action against some of the advertising that's gone on sort of against Cook?
Where we believe that the companies involved have overstepped the mark, we believe that some have breached the ABTA code. We've definitely been in touch with ABTA. We believe in a strong regulatory body for the industry, which ABTA is, and we'll be pursuing those companies through ABTA.
Okay, and the line now from Cook is you're in safe hands with Thomas Cook?
Absolutely. We've been here for 170 years. Next year will be no different.
Yeah, but you can't tell us anything about sales since the weekend?
I'm afraid I'm in a closed period, which, for your viewers is very much when we're about to talk to the city, so we can't talk about the percentage since then. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've heard today, in actual fact, as we speak on Tuesday morning, there's a new advertising campaign been launched. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you plan to use that to instill more customer confidence out there, more consumer confidence?
Yeah, it's a combination. There's an open letter from our Chief Executive, Sam Vaihagen, in a lot of the newspapers today, and that's addressed to our customers, our suppliers, our partners. That's backed up by an offer around summer 12, but I guess our main focus is about Sam's open letter saying we always said it was business as usual. Yes, we've been in the public eye, but the business as usual message continues. We've just resolved our position with the banks.
Business as usual to be looking for an extra £100 million?
I'd say business as usual to be properly and securely funded for the future.
Yes. Okay. Tell us a little bit more about how you're working with travel agents to instill that confidence now. Then, are you giving any incentives, any additional support, maybe to independent travel agents to get behind Cook? Okay.
We're talking with a lot of our independent travel agent partners. In fact, as I leave this interview, I'm going to meet one of our key suppliers from Scotland. We work with a number of the independent groups very well, and we're looking at how we can bring some of that offer to them.
Okay, so the independent sector is very important to the future of Cook?
We see that, and we have great support from many of them through the last week. We see them as partners as much as suppliers, so therefore we're looking to work with them very strongly going forward. And yes, they're part of our distribution strategy, part of our strategy going forward. Okay.
Just going back to the advertising campaign, just tell us a little more about that and how you see that as building customer confidence.
It's always a moot point when you talk about customer confidence. I was explaining it to somebody within Thomas Cook today. I said, you don't want to remind the customer at the point of booking about confidence because they have the confidence to book. Yes. So it's about just sort of almost providing a backcloth and saying, you've read a lot about Thomas Cook in the last week. Actually, it was always business as usual. We happen to have resolved the issue that was very public about our banks, and it's now business as usual going forward. We're delighted that last week we didn't cancel a single plane, that we operated completely normally, and we continue to do so, and we'll do so looking forward.
Excellent. And this discount of £170 for holidays in summer 2012, it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's to really celebrate Thomas Cook. Thomas Cook, I think many of you in the industry know, we've been here for 170 years, so it's
Yeah.
very much the resonance of our heritage.
Yeah.
Thomas Cook has been here for 170 years. We're absolutely certain it'll be here for more than 170 years. I probably won't be here personally in 170 years' time, but we're a strong and robust company. We've got a lot of heritage in the travel arena, and we want to show people that we're here to support them across the leisure environment.
Thanks very much, Ian.
Okay, thank you very much.